The Bible says that the Old Testament is obsolete. It's history. Known by, like, literally, the Old Testament is simply history at this point, because Jesus fulfilled it, and the prophets. Yes, there is some things that are still left unfulfilled throughout the Old Testament, but they're talked about in the New Testament, so again, it's history. Why is it history? Well, for one, a lot of people like to lean on the Old Testament as if it's still ongoing, but it's old, it's in the name, it's old. And we have a new and better covenant, an everlasting one, called the New Testament, the one that Jesus has talked about and the one we live in today. As it says in Hebrews chapter 8, verse 13, by calling this covenant new, he has made the first one obsolete. And what is obsolete and outdated will soon disappear. Again, don't get me wrong, the Old Testament is great for learning about the history of God's chosen people and just what happened throughout that time period in general. But a lot of people, they don't look at it as history. They still look at it as, I'm living in that time period right now. But why? If you actually read the New Testament instead of summarizing it here and there or entertained it in debate streams, you'd realize that there's a reason why Jesus had to come. Because if Jesus never came, we would all be cooked. There would be no world as it is today. Everybody would just be repeating the same cycle and over again. I know, because people are still repeating the same cycle and over again. Why? It's because they like the same cycle over and over again. Jesus saw that, broke the cycle, and started a new one, right? A spiritual one. So why would you want to continue an old and obsolete cycle? Stay in the one Jesus started.